Welcome. I'm Danielle Sally.
And I'm Eva Fusa.
And you're listening to Ghost Boss, stories about the freelance afterlife.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Eva. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes. It is a dreary, wet day in Columbia. And I feel it. Oh, actually, I texted you earlier. And I was like, my anxiety is just a little high today. I think the podcast will help. And then the weather is not.
No. I walked in and said, I do not feel bonita today. And I hope some of our listeners know the Family Guy meme that I'm talking about. I had to play the whole thing for Danielle.
We kept having to do a sound check of her asking if I'm bonita. And I was like, kind of.
I was like, no, you have to say, I feel bonita.
I love it.
So I have a correction from last week.
Okay, let's hear it.
My journalism cohorts, I hope you caught this, and maybe they didn't.
Let's see.
You referred to it, and I did not disagree. AF, AIGA, all of the alphabet soup things.
Yes.
As acronyms.
Yeah.
They're not acronyms.
Oh.
Because it's one of my favorite things to tell people.
Oh, teaching moment.
I learned this probably when I was a sophomore in journalism school.
Yeah.
It's called an initialism if it doesn't spell a word.
Oh.
So AAF is an initialism.
Oh.
SCUBA is an acronym because each letter stands for something and then it makes a word.
So if it makes a word, it's an acronym?
Yeah. So like SCUBA, maybe I learned this in journalism school.
I'm learning today.
SCUBA stands for self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Yes.
So it makes a word.
Yes.
So if you can say it all together, I'm trying to think of like an example of an initialism that you say together.
Sure.
So for example, this is very design related.
Okay.
JPEG.
Okay. Yeah.
GIF or GIF. I do care which way you pronounce it.
Where do you stand on that debate?
It's not a jar of peanut butter.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I said GIF in a client meeting, and the client was like, "Oh, you're a GIF person?" And I was so caught off guard.
Yes.
And I was like, "Is he judging me?"
Yes.
Because the GIF people will judge you. The GIF people don't care.
No.
Well, actually, you do.
Well, I mean, first off, I'm probably going to judge you for something else in the conversation separate from that.
Well, this is like, I've been saying fave icon, and then Forrest chimes in on our comments, and you're like, wait, is it fave icon? I thought it was whatever it actually is. I'm like, I can't change now.
Well, it's a classic example of when you read a word.
Yeah.
And you read it for a long time before you ever hear it out loud.
Yes.
I will never forget when I was in like high school and I was talking to some kids in my English class about, I just read the word epitome.
You're right.
And I read it correctly in context, but I'd heard it out loud, but I'd never seen it written. So I kept saying epitome and like, I said it like 3 times, like in a thing. And this guy was like, I think you mean epitome. I was like,
no,
he's like,
I love that it's that word. I'm goosebumps about this moment.
Did it happen to you?
It happened to me, exactly.
Shut up.
Not even last year.
Do we find a similarity?
We finally have something in common. We can't say epitome. But at America, when the Salute to Achievers luncheon, and I'm Council of Governors chair, so I have to be up there and I have to speak. It was also my first time having to use a teleprompter, and in like a room
tricky.
How many people? 400, 300.
No big deal. 400 people, some of the most important people in advertising. It's fine, everybody.
It's fine.
We're doing great.
And we're in the rehearsal, and I had the script beforehand, and I knew I would trip up over this one word. I also in elementary school, I had to do the speech classes as many people did. So there's just certain words I still struggle with. Yeah. And that one came up on the teleprompter and I said, epitome.
Did you?
Or no? What's the word?
It's epitome. Did you say it correctly?
I said epitome.
I didn't catch it.
No,
in practice.
I did this rehearsal. I made them change the word.
Yeah, because you're going to trip over it.
Because I flat out told them, I was like, look, guys, I know myself. I'm never going to say that word correctly because I'm going to read it as epitome and I am going to say epitome.
Yeah.
And there's no fixing that now.
No.
So we had to change the word.
That's so funny that it's the same word.
That it was that word.
That's wild.
Out of all the words in the world, that's our one similar.
That's wild. I've always heard though, like if that ever happens to you, don't ever be embarrassed because it just shows that you read a lot. Yeah. Like never be embarrassed because you read a word for the first time and then you mispronounce it later, right? So like I love my anecdote, but it's so funny that you have the same anecdote.
Same one. And I'm glad that I did it in front of 10 people versus 400.
Right.
The other one that I've actually switched how I've said it. Mm-hmm. When I first moved down south, I always said gala. And
it's gala.
Right. So I moved down here and I became gala chair of the American Advertising Awards.
Who says gala?
Gala. And everyone, and now I'm like, am I even saying it how I used to say it?
Gala.
I can't remember. So everyone down here says gala. And
wait, do people across the country not say gala?
No.
I'm gonna test this.
No, please look it up. Let's find out later.
Okay.
But like, so I changed how I said it to the point that now I'm saying it. I was like, how did I used to say it? Because I did not used to say gala. I say it now because the people surrounding me all say gala.
Okay. According to the Walker's Pronunciation Dictionary from 1828, gala is the correct way to pronounce it.
Okay, then you know what? We are right.
I always find it interesting too. My family's not from the South, but I was raised in the South. So I moved here when I was 2. So it's always an interesting experience because I was raised in the South by like a parent, like my dad is from California. My mom's from Arkansas, which is a different kind of Southern. But anyways, I digress. I say pecan and not pecan.
I say pecan. But I am not raised by Southerners.
But I think that you actually see a little bit more of deviation even in the South. Like lots of people will say pecan or aunt instead of aunt.
Yeah.
I say aunt.
I say aunt.
Well, actually, sometimes I just say Tia.
And I should clarify, I most of my childhood was in West Virginia. My dad's from Philadelphia. My mom's upstate New York. So no part of me.
No, yeah, it's all over the place,
from
man.
West Virginia.
No. Yeah. I didn't say y'all until I moved to college.
I still feel weird saying, I feel like it's the most inclusive word. Y'all definitely is. I feel like it feels weird. It feels fake coming out of my mouth. Let's try it today. Y'all. I can't do it.
I saw that we are really off on a tangent, but it's fine.
What are we talking about today?
I started with initialisms and acronyms, but I saw this TikTok where this British woman was like, I just realized that people in the States say every other week and not fortnight. So I was like, first off, how are you just realizing this?
Right.
But second off, this American woman, which I can't tell where she's from, but it was great. She's like, let me say it for you 4 times. You'll understand why we would all say it. And she was like, fortnight. She was like, all of a sudden, like, fortnightly. We can't say it without sounding like rednecks.
No.
Fortnite.
No, we can't do it.
So anyways, this is all because AF is an initialism, not an acronym.
You know what? I was today years old when I learned this.
I love telling people that. It's kind of like,
I didn't know.
I like telling people that and my totem pole thing.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You just mentioned it. So share the totem pole.
Share the totem pole.
Educate the listeners.
Yes. We'll do a whole
because I love watching you like educate people when they say it. Because
you talk about that time that
at the conference we went to.
I was nice.
Well, that's the thing. You're very nice about it.
Yes.
And it's a teaching moment.
And I waited 2 full days.
And you never shame the person.
Nope.
Ever. Nope. Which I think's great. You use it as a teaching moment. And I would bet they would never use it wrong again.
Right. And I waited for like a personal, like when we happened to be standing next to each other later to bring it up. I wasn't going to raise my hand in front of the middle of a crowd. Like, excuse me.
Like, you pulled them aside.
Right. Not even. I was just like, oh, hey, hi.
Yeah.
We just met, but by the way.
Yes.
So anyways, and so totem poles. Yes.
Totem poles.
If you say you are the low man on the totem pole, it is not offensive, but it is inaccurate.
Right.
So the low man on the totem pole is the most important part of the totem pole for 2 reasons. Number one, totem poles tell stories. So you tell from the bottom up. So it's the beginning of the story. So you are the most important part of the story.
I love it.
And number 2, from an artistic perspective, totem poles are most ornate at the bottom because they knew people could see it the most.
Sure.
So it is the most intricate and the most artistic. So to be the low man on the totem pole actually means you're the most important person.
Yep.
But if you say it correctly, if you're like, I'm struggling because I feel like I'm the high man on the totem pole, nobody's going to understand what you're talking about.
Right. Because
it doesn't make sense to them.
Everyone's always said the other way.
Right. I just suggest to people, number one, even though it's not offensive, I encourage people to remove like references to Native American culture out of their everyday language, unless you're trying to reference Native American culture.
Oh, sure.
You're not having a powwow when you have a meeting.
Thank you.
You're having a meeting.
I always have cringe moments when I'll have a caller like, let's have a powwow about that. Like, well, that's not.
No.
But like, I know all this because of you, because you have shared all of this with me, which I think is great. But people, they just, That's a real
That's
common
a big one.
especially in like a corporate setting. People love saying they're going to have a powwow.
Right. No, you're going to have a meeting. You also, you don't have a spirit animal.
No.
I don't have one because I haven't done the rites for one. My father had one because he did the rites for one. We'll get into that in another episode.
I would love to dive into that someday.
But anyway, so when I tell people how they're incorrect or saying it incorrectly, I just encourage them to say, I'm low on the food chain. Right.
Yeah,
because that just makes so much more sense.
Yes.
And it doesn't offend animals because animals.
We are all animals.
That's right. When I hear that term, I think about fish, and fish have not been historically oppressed by this government for 500 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
The fish don't have a whole bureau where they have to qualify themselves on paper.
There we go.
It's just different. But yeah. So anyways, what a lovely way to side rail.
I don't even know how we're going to get into our topic today, but let's do it.
Let's do it. Danielle.
Yes.
Do you know what's happening on Friday?
It's something important.
It's my birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So I will say, I know a lot of people that take birthdays very seriously, but I don't know. There's something about March birthday that I feel like we take it.
We are special.
We are special. And we're better than all of you. No, but I don't know. Like when it's March 1, I'm ready to celebrate all month long.
We coming up. It's the spring month, man.
Yes.
Let's do it.
This is kind of funny. We should have figured we were going to be exact opposites because you're an early March. That makes you a Pisces. Mm-hmm. I'm a late March. I'm an Aries. Mm-hmm. And I would also say there's different between March Aries and April Aries. I'm not getting into
I have a February Pisces friend, and like we talk a lot.
Yes. And but like, you're a water sign, I'm a fire sign. Mm-hmm. Like we should have seen.
It makes so much sense.
But I love birthday months.
Yeah.
And I am a huge advocate for always taking your birthday off. Mm-hmm. I've had this, I reference the keeping sane topic so much, but I put it in there about, the birthday rule.
Yeah.
Always take your birthday off.
Price.
And Ty Price from Turn Off Newman, mm-hmm. Ty always told me, always take your birthday off. And it's when I first started working there, I would work on my birthday.
Yeah.
He looked at me like I'm crazy. And also, how refreshing to have a male supervisor encourage a day off like that.
And as somebody
you don't see that much.
Right. As somebody who at the time was a client.
Yeah.
It was cool to see that too.
Yeah, right.
Like they as the company, but also like, Ty and his team, they take their jobs so seriously and everything is like done. So all of that. And then to see no, you take your birthday off. And like, this is what a balance.
What else is cool about it is like, he didn't even care that other people made fun of him for it. And I adopted the rule. Mm-hmm. I am very serious about it. Mm-hmm. I tell everyone else to take their birthday off. Take the whole week off if you want to.
Well, we're freelancers, Danielle. We cannot. I cannot.
Fair,
I will be working late every night this week so I can have Friday off.
You better believe I already have my birthday falls on a Monday this year. You better believe I have it already blocked off.
It was easier for me this year because it's on a Friday.
Yeah, Friday is a good birthday day.
I took it off. I think it was last year on a Thursday, and I took it off, and I went and had this spa day, and I just described myself as barbacoa because they like put me on a table and they like rubbed all this stuff on me, and it smelled really good. And then they literally wrapped me in something that was like shiny and silver,
like that. Was it that tinfoil thing?
Yes, and they left me in there for an hour and a half.
Wow. So you just sweat it out?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then they came in and gave me a massage. It was wonderful.
We should massages.
Oh.
I know.
Boo Bear.
I don't need people touching me.
Oh.
But there's something about that, like the tinfoil thing, like this.
We'll do a barbacoa day. We'll figure out like a little Ghost Boss barbacoa day. I think go with a
facial, but like I don't want a massage.
So I prefer a massage over a facial because I talk during a facial. I will be quiet.
Oh, see, I don't want to talk. I love like dentists is my favorite because they can talk to me. I don't need to talk back.
Oh no, I can't. But not only do I have a March birthday.
Yes,
I was born on International Women's Day.
Yes, that's a good one. And I love that it is Women's History Month in March, right?
Yes.
We got a lot to celebrate.
A lot going on. 8 is my lucky number. I was also born at 12:15 in the morning, so I barely made it into it. Feels a little like
you just did. The universe was like, just wait.
We got to get her in
15 minutes.
There she is. So
you're in now.
Very special.
Yeah. Excellent. Oh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get into then freelancers. We got to make sure we're taking time off.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you get into the zone and you kind of forget like, oh, I gotta make sure I'm actually, because when I worked at a company, I would make sure I was scheduling my time. I didn't want to lose any PTO.
Yeah.
Make sure I would use it. That's why, there's a lot of companies that go with unlimited PTO. I was that weirdo that I didn't subscribe to unlimited PTO. The reason was
a lot of people don't now because they find you take less time off.
And most company owners that I talked to that did have unlimited PTO, they said that. They said, I found that my employees were taking less time off. And sure enough, I actually grew to appreciate that we capped how much PTO we have, because I made a point.
Cap it and roll it or whatever. Yeah.
All of it.
Yep.
And I don't think I would have done that.
Yeah.
And so now I have to remind myself,
as a freelancer,
because I'm, you could fall into that unlimited PTO because we don't have
we do have unlimited PTO
in a sense, right? So, but it's that same mindset. So I like to make sure, but my birthday is special because I make sure I do all the things I love. So Eva, I want to hear what are you planning to do on your best day off, birthday?
My birthday. So we have to start. It's going to sound like it starts sad, but it doesn't. But as you know, my dad passed away on my birthday, on my 30th birthday. So that was really hard. But so I start every birthday morning with burning some sage and thinking about my dad.
Oh, I love that. So I love that. We're all going to get teary-eyed now. Man, Eva, why do you make us cry? We have to shoot video.
I know. When you lose a parent, it's not easy, but my dad really was the best person in the world. And he would be so proud of me.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying.
Oh my gosh. We could take a moment.
No, it's okay. During the American Advertising Awards a couple weeks ago, because we were sponsors.
Yes.
The Ghost Boss logo was up on the Jumbotron, and then my logo was up there, and I texted my mom, and I was like, my dad would be so proud of me.
Yes, he would.
So
I love that. He's still watching.
That I'm crying.
You're good.
For people
He's still watching over you. He's still seeing those big moments. He couldn't miss it with your logo on the Jumbotron.
I wanted to make sure he could see it from the Happy Hunting Ground. I had to make it big and bright.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
it was bright.
Call the afterlife. The Happy Hunting
I love
Ground.
that. Very cool.
So so I start there.
That's a good place to start. Get the emotions out.
I usually I like to get my nails done on my birthday.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I get my nails done, for special occasions and stuff. So I'll get my nails done.
What's more special than the birth of you?
That's right. I check all my freebies. You don't get as much as you used to, but companies give you free stuff on your birthday. So you get a free Starbucks on your birthday.
Yep.
You used to get a lot more, but you still get free stuff on your birthday. A lot
of companies have cut back on that.
Yeah. So I get this Friday, I'm going to get my free coffee.
Good.
And then I'm going to go get my nails done.
Yes.
My mom's coming up.
Oh, fun.
So I'm going to spend some time with my mom.
Good.
And then we're going to, we'll probably cry some thinking about my dad, but then we'll be happy things too.
Yeah, of course.
And we'll go to a lunch, and then I'm going out with some of my friends for dinner.
Very cool.
And so last year I was barbacoa.
Yeah.
And I remember buying a book and buying a puzzle and reading. And so sometimes I buy myself like something small. So I've already bought my birthday gift to myself.
Oh,
I bought it yesterday.
Ooh.
I bought some prints and a couple stickers from Kate Maloney.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I love that. She is so talented.
She's incredibly talented.
I get real jealous when people are like great illustrators. Oh, yeah. That's not the skill set.
It's not what I have. I know.
And man, and she's just so good. Yeah. One of my favorite murals in Colombia is hers.
Yeah.
And it's just like, gosh, she's so talented.
Yeah.
So talented.
She's going to be at the, no, by the time this airs, it will have passed.
Yes.
But the Cottontown Art Crawl is this weekend.
Oh, cool.
So I'll probably go to that like Saturday with my family.
Yeah.
Like my brother's coming up. So we'll do like a whole family thing.
I love it.
But she was posting about how she'll be there. And so I went on her website, and she's got these cool like series of like stickers and illustrations with a girl in a space helmet.
Ooh.
So this is very on brand for me.
Yeah.
I bought a print of the girl in the space helmet on roller skates.
Of course.
And it's called Solo Jam.
Oh, love.
Which just feels right for a lot of things happening.
A lot of things.
Working for myself, all that kind of stuff. And then I got a second one where the space helmet girl is on a skateboard, and the roller skates are important because I used to play roller derby.
Yes.
I skateboarded in high school.
Oh,
so
cool.
The girl on the skateboard, it's called Cruise Control.
Ah.
And then I bought a sticker of the space helmet girl in a bathtub. And it's going to go on my Remarkable cover.
You do love a bath.
Because I love a bath. And it just all felt so right.
Pisces in you.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Your water sign. You got to be in it.
Yes. So I bought some prints for myself as like a little birthday gift.
Oh, I love that.
And so I'm going to hang them
Very
like
cool.
right when you walk in my house.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love how much self-care is built into that whole day.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
So Danielle, we've talked a lot about my birthday.
Yes.
How do you start your birthday? Do you also burn sage?
I don't start.
You can start. I can make you a little.
Maybe I should.
I'll make you a little package.
Extra sage I can burn.
I do, and it was blessed, and it was appropriately harvested.
Yes, and maybe that will be a new birthday tradition that I start. So what I like to do, of course, not work at all.
What is your birthday? No, mine's the 8th.
Mine's the 25th.
25 is also a very good number.
Oh, do you know why?
I mean, like,
it's just a solid number.
It's just a good number because it's because there's 4 of them in 100. Do you not have feelings about numbers? I have deeply strong feelings about numbers.
Not strong feelings,
but 25 is a good number. I like 25 as a good number.
Yeah, I've always felt like it's a good solid. Too. Maybe that's where I love a good solid milestone. Yeah. Like I've always loved.
Yeah, yours are bonk.
I love zeros and 5s. So maybe it stems from my birthday. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I like even numbers because my birthday is the 8th.
Interesting.
I get frustrated on odd years.
Oh.
I want my milestones to happen in even years. I'm not going to hold anything up for that, but I prefer milestones in even years. What day of the week were you born on?
Monday.
Tuesday.
Oh, fascinating.
Mm-hmm. So what state? Now, I think you were also raised in a different state than you were born in, like I am.
Yeah.
Right,
I was born in New Jersey.
I was born in California.
We've talked about this.
Yes.
I'm the Garden State.
I'm the Golden State.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Both G's.
Yep.
Yeah. What color was G for you?
Green?
Was it green? Actually, yeah, it was green for me too. We have a bonus episode. I don't know when we'll air it, but we talked about how we associate letters and numbers with colors. Well, now we'll have to air it because I said it.
Yeah.
So my birthday. So I always make sure to take the day off, and it is full self-care day. And what self-care looks like to me is a lot of time to myself.
See, I don't know what to do with all this time to myself.
If I can do nothing all day, but not nothing, but like I remember one birthday I had and it was so good. So I got my free Starbucks because mine also includes my free Starbucks.
Yes.
And I made it a very Peloton heavy day. So Peloton, they give out shout outs for milestones and birthdays.
Yeah.
So like you have extra good chance of getting a shout out if it's your birthday and a milestone.
Oh gosh.
I remember I had one birthday. I did like maybe 6 cycling classes. I didn't get a shout out. And I was just, that happens.
Yeah.
And it was my last class of the day. And it was with Emma Lovewell. And I'm on the class. We're down to the last 2 minutes of the class.
Yeah.
And suddenly she goes, "Happy birthday, Ride Sally Ride." And I screamed. And it was so funny. It was when my husband and my daughter just got home too. And they knew this was.
Hear you hollering?
They knew this was my plan and they had heard it because I had the speaker on and they're like, yeah.
I love your Peloton name, by the way. As somebody who played roller derby,
it's good, right?
Chef's kiss,
and
ma'am.
I'm not the only Ride Sally Ride, but I'm the only one with the E.
In roller derby, they don't do it anymore, but you used to have to register your name. So there'd only be one of you.
Only one.
And for a long time, I was in this this holding pattern because some junior skater, which means that she was under the age of 18.
Yeah.
In Oregon had registered the name, but then stopped skating. But then the whole database was run in an Excel document by somebody in Texas.
What?
So I had to wait. They were your name's free. It's just not on the database.
Oh my goodness. So
I had to wait 2 years. It was fine. I mean, they got to a point where there was there's 3 Zeppelins in Columbia. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, and then what happened, I'll see another Ride Sally Ride, but it won't have the E in the last name like mine does. And they'll add numbers to the end of it because there's already a couple of them. But yeah, that's my name. But so I'm starting doing the math. I was looking at my
She's
workouts.
looking at her hand.
I'm looking at my hands. Here, I'll put them on camera. I was looking at my app and seeing okay, I have this many strength workouts. I have this many cycling workouts. And I'm like, if I do this many by my birthday,
look at you.
I can get potentially a walking milestone. Cycling's going to be hard. I'm pretty far away because where I'm at, you have to, it's every 100 rides that you get a milestone. And then I think it was strength walking and cycling were the ones I was aiming for. I've had meditation workouts. You don't think they do it, but they do it during the pre-show.
No, it makes sense. I have a couple like workout apps and I think it's interesting because Obey, which is what I use for workouts, they have a meditation sequence, and then Headspace, which I use for meditation, has workout sequences. Oh, so I love that these companies are trying to diversify and look at like whole body wellness.
Yes.
So they may specialize in one thing and they're like, but actually like meditation is just as important as cycling.
So I'm excited because Peloton releases the schedule. I feel like it's like 2 weeks out. Mm-hmm. So I'm almost to the point that I'll see who is having a live class during my birthday. And then I'll really be able to plan out my entire day around Peloton. But I love it because it's like, that's my self-care. I'll do that mixed with, there was one year I just watched Ghost Brothers.
What?
It's kind of like Ghost Hunters, but it's Ghost Brothers.
I'm making the same face when you started talking about Friends references, and I was like, what?
Oh, look it up. I love it. I love it. They're so funny.
You do you, boo.
Literally. So a little bit of Peloton, a little bit of ghost hunting, and then of course sprinkle in a ton of Bravo marathons, and I'm having the best day ever.
Yay! Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the common theme, we had something in common.
Yeah.
We both do self-care.
Yes.
In our own ways, which both include Starbucks.
Yeah. And my self-care's changed a bit over the last year or so. Yeah. It's become more about intentionality. So it's not about just like, so last year on my birthday, I went to Barnes and Noble and I was like, I'm going to buy a puzzle and I'm going to buy this and I'm going to buy that. And I was like, I'm going to buy myself something. And this year I was like, I'm going to buy myself something unique that my friend created.
Love
and like
it.
Art, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, and so I'm less about in the last year, I'm less about quantity and more about quality.
Sure.
You know, everybody knows Eva loves a bath, right?
Yes.
So is it about having 50 bath bombs or is it about having 5 that are handmade by a local artisan, right? Like
it's the best bath bomb of your life.
Yeah. I mean, but, and it's a lot more about, you know, supporting small businesses and supporting local artists.
Yeah.
And I've just really kind of reevaluated like how, you know, what does consumerism look like?
Sure.
Sometimes consumerism is disguised as self-care.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to like unpack that. So I feel really good about like my self-care birthday gift this year. And shout out to Kate. Like
shout out Kate.
She knows I bought something. She doesn't know it's my birthday thing. So I'll tell her when I pick it up.
I know. That's going to make her day. That your special birthday treat included her.
It's her stuff.
I love it.
And I love like, I really want to tell her like, I'm going to hang it. Like I'm going to take down a piece of art that I did 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Wow.
I mean, it's fine. I just don't love that piece anymore.
You know, you grow out of it.
And I'm going to replace it with her stuff. It's going to be the first thing you see when you walk into the house. It's
very cool.
In the same room as paintings by my dad. So it's like a very special space.
It's very significant.
Yeah.
I love that.
No pressure, Kate.
No pressure. Jeez, no kidding.
So yeah. Happy birthday, me.
Happy birthday, you.
Happy birthday, you in a couple weeks.
And happy birthday, everyone else in March. We know we do it best.
Yeah, we do. We do. We do. So
excellent.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes. We'll be back next week.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Remember to follow us on Instagram at Ghost Boss Podcast. And also please like and review us on your favorite podcast app.